Hej, hej, hej! Hur är läget? Ah, standard. Indeed. Det kan man ju definitivt hålla med om. Så ni har kommit igång nu? Där. Just tweaking some shadows, so it's easier to see details, even during the darker parts of the day cycle. The night is obviously going to be darker, but I'll work a little bit more on that one later. For now, I just added a brightness boost to lighten up the shaders somewhat during the night. Once that's done, we're going to start building on top of the village again. Village to be. Har ni kommit igång med projektet än eller? Ni skulle vilja ha någon meetup? Utmaningen med att öka, jag provat att öka skylighten, men jag tycker färgerna blir så bleka när du drack bärsen. Ever so slightly. If you increase it too much, you definitely get like a bit of a like blanket white glow over everything, which really bothers me. Don't have to go so extreme, of course, but .3 increase. That. And maybe that's a little bit better, at least. I think so. I'll have to go in and properly tweak it later. Thanks for the tip. Alright, so what do we do here? Supposed to have some sort of swimming above. We remove a save file as well. Actually, I'll run over there. I'm going to start working on the mount system pretty soon as well. I just want to get a better idea of what I want to do with the world, and then I'll just start working on maybe the way sign teleportations, and then the mount system that's going to be a part of the Kickstarter reward. And I think we're gonna have to add fishing at some point as well. Though I don't think we initially planned it to go live before the early access. We'll have to see if we get the time, basically. Should be a good place to save the game. Making sure we don't have anything else. Perfect. So we're going to have to fix the border there, fix the border over here. Then we're going to have to create the, yep, hold on, let's make a note. Step 1, start working on village. Step 2, fix the bridge and steps 3. Oops, plus. Cool. Those will be the things we're targeting today. Nice. I think this is gonna be a 3-piece village, so a very small thing. Meaning we don't have to go overboard with the amount of work we're doing here. We'll have to add some sort of staircase here. I think we're good around. I fix the borders here, elevated the ground a little bit. I think I am going to break the view up a little bit by having a third house somewhere around here and then maybe a well in the middle. That's probably good. Let's build the well. That. And then we need to select the house we want to have here. Might be one of those. Yeah, we don't have one of those yet, so let's use that one. That's that. No, I didn't like that one. This one's better. And it makes sense. Want to break up the line of sight a little bit when you get over here. Walk over the bridge. See this part. One mannequin as well. Just to get a sense of the size. So let's grab the little well. This guy out of the way a little bit. Like so. I think I got a general idea. So let's start to make some cobblestone. Maybe the width of a character lying down. Like, I don't know, 250? Yeah, that should be fine. So you have the road kind of going this way. And then you have another branch of it coming from here. Just like that. Convenes here. Go over to the... something like that, maybe? I don't know, yeah, something like that. And then we can move this little guy over here. And we can have a... I think we should be able to make something out of this. A little bit further in. We can have like a signpost here. So we have the... what's called? Signpost, maybe. These ones. Oh, maybe. I think this is the one, but looks so this is supposed to be some sort of a tutorial trigger. Let's see here, tutorial signpost. But I'm not sure if it's actually a tutorial signpost anymore. It might be an actual full-on signpost. Oh, so okay, so yeah. I think this is the right one. Let's rename this one to just signpost. If I remember correctly, I made a thing to sort of show the way supposed to go. I'm not certain at all that's the case. Let's see, signpost, sign, road sign. Let's see here. Yep, that's the one we're supposed to use. I'm going to see if I can find a reference to it, just to make sure I'm working inside the right blueprint right now. So the signpost PP, which is, yeah, okay, so it is the correct blueprint. So what we want to do, I think, is to compile and save, and we want to go to class defaults and make this a default signpost. If I uncheck this one, it will have a different behavior by the branch over here, and it will just go further in, and I think it will, yeah, if I uncheck it, it will have double as a tutorial, so I can remove the mesh and have like an invisible box that will have you receive like a pop-up with some dialogue. Let's see if this works. I could be wrong though, so I might have to look for the other one. Because I have a vague memory that I made a duplicate of that one. We'll see. Yeah, okay, so this is it. It should pop up again if we go back. So the arrow, yeah, okay. Let's test. Let's have some arrows, though I don't know where they are. Oh, right, they are built in. Oh yeah, that's definitely going to affect it quite a bit actually. Because I could... Isn't actually... Super interesting. I should add like the default distance, because I made this in a kind of a stupid way. The dialog pop-up is given a certain distance to the arrows, and I should actually adjust it to be aligned better with the pop-up text. I just wanna experiment it, and then I'll add it as a default, and then you're free to sort of just add whatever text you'd like to have in it. Alright, that's good. Alright, so one thing I added to make it to make a little bit of a quality of life improvement is that when you run past it, it won't trigger because you have you have some velocity. But as soon as you stop in front of one of these, so you don't have to interact with them. All you need to do is stay still. So the second you stop running in front of it, it will trigger, and then just any button will release you from the dialogue again. And it won't trigger if you're in combat and stay here. It won't trigger either. Nej, men det är lugnt, jag håller bara på att experimentera lite nu. Det är bara en grej som jag funderar lite på där. Härifrån kan jag ändra, okej, vad bra. Jag måste gå igenom och kolla, jag har 2 ställen som den sätts på. Jag märker att settingsarna jag satte i editorn. Sorry, there's more people there. The settings I was changing inside the post-processing didn't actually apply in-game because there was like a real-time override from the ultra-dynamic sky. But I think I found where I could change it. So okay, so now all I have to do is tweak it a little bit. Cool. All right. Let's see. Let's just add some text here. In a second, I'm going to copy this over, add it to the class default here. This way, replace this text. add a quality of life thing for me here. So that's when I use the signpost in the future. I will know immediately which direction the text is referring to. Test right. Okay, perfect. So the bottom one is right. The top is left. Replace this text for right. Right. Left. Like so. Save that one. And now let's go back to the thing I was supposed to do. So we'll have to add some foliage here to make it look a little bit more interesting. I think the distance is a little bit too far away for these houses, so I'm going to rotate it a little bit, move it closer to the road. Should probably do the same thing with this one, but I kind of don't want to. I'll probably add some sort of some fence and some farm animals or something, just to keep the thing I adjusted with the terrain here. It could be a good place to do that. Then we have the signpost showing the directions to the different paths you can take here. And we want some foliage around here, maybe some props, like that. Something I might forget, which I should add immediately, is some sort of water. Maybe I could just add a disc with a water cylinder. Let's see here. With a height of 0.1. Yeah, that's probably a good material to grab. So I just want to add a basic shape. Then I will grab the my water 01 instance to this shape over here. Just lower it down a little bit. That looks good. May I ask why UE4? Well, I actually have been working on this game for quite a long time, and I just didn't want to bother moving over to UE5. I did a thorough review of UE5 before I decided what to do, and for the most of the gameplay mechanics were already coded when we were done, and I didn't want to delay the making of the game more just because I wanted to grab some new features that I didn't really need for the project. So I decided to continue development in UE4, complete it, and then move on to UE5 or maybe UE6, depending on how long this takes once the game is done. So that's why UE4. Only reason is because I started inside it and didn't want to move over just because we didn't need any features from the engine, really. Foliage. Green. That's definitely not green. Let's grab that one. Um, yeah, and also UE5 wasn't really that performant when I first started looking into it, so it had a bunch of bugs and performance issues and such, so I definitely didn't want to focus on getting those solved. Yeah, that's definitely a huge point. The performance hasn't been there, at least not last time I looked. So I just want to, honestly, I just want to focus on making it a game. So I don't want to spend all my time sort of migrating to the project and having to work with new engine bugs and then the new way of working with performance and very limited documentations for it. I just I don't think I'm going to aim for like a bunch of projects that are like 3-4 years long, but uh, I will definitely focus on having like well-tested engines. So I will probably never develop inside the latest versions. Hmm. So I think this could be probably some sort of bucket. I think we already have. Let's try it out. I have a bucket here. If I remember correctly, we should be able to just add physics to it, and we should be able to grab it. But I'm not entirely certain it will work because we have been messing a lot with the system. So it's movable. Sure I can grab it. No. Probably missed something. Make it bigger. And then I definitely have to focus a little bit more. I'm too easily distracted. No, so yeah, so I can interact with it like this, but there's something else I need to do. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, worked. So the way we're going to grab items in the future will be that it will shoot basically an invisible line in front of us whenever we click the interaction button. And then at the hit, like the position where it hits, we will spawn an invisible sphere, and everything overlapping inside it will sort of pick up the interactable item. In 5.4, I can finally get over 200 FPS with max settings without UE5 features naturally. Not bad. Yeah, no, definitely. I think there is like the size of this world without any code. You will have to like this is only about a third of the map spawned in right now. So if you add about two more squares like this, you will have the size. Then you'll start seeing an FPS drop just because of the memory it occupies and the render distances that need to be um, sort of adjusted for. So once you start adding the mechanics, and you'll have a bunch of ticks going, and you will have hundreds or even thousands of trees going at the same time, then that's where the UE5 features will really shine. Although stylized art is pretty friendly for performance in a way. But you'll definitely need to do something like this where you spawn in smaller trees and objects when you get closer, because you don't want to have everything rendered at all times, because what's it called, the frustum culling, where the camera is looking away, will have to sort of remove the objects and then put them back in place when you move around. And with too many objects, you'll have like noticeable lag spikes whenever you do this. What language are you using for that game? English. I am planning on making a community effort to translate it to a bunch of different languages, but it will probably not be a paid translation service, and rather a community effort. There's actually a really good website for that. Let me see. Can't remember what it's called. It's a free tool that you can use. No, of course you won't keep 200 FPS. That's not possible. If you want to have actual objects and mechanics running in the game, and then the AI, and you have so many things that will like incrementally add to the load, and at some point just you will just have to accept that maybe you will land around the maybe depending on the system 60 to 120, 140 frames per second. I'm actually trying to always play inside the editor with high or epic settings, just to make sure, because I have a kind of an old system, but or rather the graphics card is a 2080 Ti, which is kind of old, but it was an extremely good card for its time, so I can sort of ride on that still. But I'm making sure that I can have at least 60 FPS at max settings inside the editor, because then I know I will get at least like 30% more performance once I build the game and test it uh, like a standalone. But I'm really curious to see how things will uh, turn out with your project, and what it looks like in the performance once you get started. So I really encourage you to share if you have something to share, because I'd love to see what you got cooking. Sorry, I'm just looking through my resource channel on the Discord server. For some reason, I didn't save it there. Here we have. Um, really? I played it. I played Witcher 3 with a 2080 Ti like last year. I think I replayed it. Everything on max settings ran perfectly above 60 FPS at all times. So I think you might have a defect card there, man. So this is the thing you could use for your game, especially if it's a small game. This is perfect. Um, you just sign up, and then you create like different languages, and you add like let's say you have a base language like English. You just write the English phrases, and the English phrases and words, and or maybe like sentences, whatever. And then you create different branching languages you want people to translate from, and then you get like the the different languages that you can just copy into your game. Important to note, this is definitely not something you want to do if you have actual funding for your game and can afford a localizing service, because what will happen when you use this, if you have like a game with a lot of dialogue or like it's a very text heavy, is that you will lose a lot of context if you don't have people who understand the proper way to change like the text from English to Japanese, for example, because you might have miss out on cultural references and things like that. So yeah. Oh, you got it refunded? Yeah, because it can definitely run Witcher 3. Witcher 3 came out like freaking 8 years before that card, and the 2080 was the Titan card of that series, so there's no way it couldn't run the game. Anyway, so I just finished a little bit of a snack, and I'm ready to get back. Yeah, the 38 is kind of good, right? Should hold up pretty well still. Fence. Nope, that's not the one. Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought. If it can't be played on a 30 Ti or 3080, it's a badly optimized game. Yeah, yeah, unless it's pushing like this absolutely top tier new features, but at that point maybe you should expect, if you want to like cap the settings for a game like that, you need to expect to have like a heavy load on the GPU at all times. Black Myth. Yeah, I've been watching some gameplay. I haven't had time to try it out on my own. Is it a good game? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I heard a lot of good things about it. It looked fun, but I'm not super into the Dark Souls-esque games. Actually, I'm going to use a pro instance here. Don't really have time for gaming at the moment. Yeah, that's pretty much the same for me. I do try to like spend at least an hour or two every week just gaming in order to sort of look at what like specific things. Let's say this game is really similar to Zelda Breath of the Wild, so I might spend an hour or two going into Zelda and just exploring how they designed the base layer of like a giant set piece, or maybe how are they spreading props around, details that I can use to create my own game, basically. All right. Sure, this is gonna work. I can adjust this, I think. Like this. That works. Have another one for here. maybe one more. Like so. Let's just fix these a little bit. So what I'm using right now is a tool I got for free in the Unreal Engine marketplace called Pro Instance Tool. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on. Library, Pro Instance, yeah, Pro Instance Tools plugin. I think UEFI have some similar things now, but this is a tool that's been under construction for a really long time, so I think it might be similar, but maybe not. Maybe if there is some engine features that are similar to it, it might not be the exact same thing. But it's really good to sort of spread around meshes and whatnot pretty quickly. You can bake it into instances as well, so instance static meshes, and it's overall a really quick way to adjust details and props. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is I don't want these like Pro Instance things laying around, because they can actually mess with the like how the game starts up and things like that for other people if they don't have the specific plugin. So I'm just going to use the bake instance feature here, and then it will place a mesh for every version of it. Like that. And since they're not instanced yet, I can actually grab them and adjust them if I want to fix the spacing a little bit. Like this. So I think we are going to this, and then we will grab a copy of. Actually, I'm going to create the trees immediately. I'm wasting time here. That should place it. Layer 01. Is that not layer 1? Layer 1. Oh, yeah, maybe. Hold on, what's it called? It's called... Might have to add it to the auto layer. Okay, I'll just remove it and manually paint it for now. Like so, and it should work, yeah. I would want a little bit bigger trees behind, like on the sides, to frame the village a little bit better. Like that, and then we can use a combination of the smaller ones around. Oh, that's so late. So that's frame, I guess you could say, for the village, and then we'll start building around. So the further out we get, like more objects and things will start happening. Let's get some bushes. Oh, hold up. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to add a little bit of foliage around this. We do have a little bit of preparation made here. So we're starting to get a sense of the size of the village, which is quite small. We might have like a vendor and maybe some quest giver here. Let's go for the foliage. Looking for a little bit of a more like this style. This is more like it. Let's do something real quick. Like that. I wonder if we can find one of those. Should probably be in the oh, they're called shrub. Foliage type, add it there, and we're ready to go again. Then maybe another of these. Oh, way too big. Scaling down, maybe 0.3 to 0.5. Just add some. They're so bright green. Actually, I think I might tweak those a little bit or move on. It's way too green. So I'm just opening the material instance on another screen here, and I will change it a little bit. Not to be perfect match, but just a general kind of look that works. Let's mix them up a little bit. Alright, I'm going to change it up a little bit more. Image type. We're using a cheap grass that I made, or a different cliff grass that will be works when you paint it on static meshes. So this grass does take the color of whatever the surface below is. paint this on dark dirt, so I'll just add a inclusion landscape and call it dark dirt, and anything over a 0.5 in value should be paint, so nothing here, and then it should, yeah, paint perfectly over there. Hey, yeah, I'm just trying to structure my work a little bit better, and failing miserably, but I'm doing good, thanks. I'm working on the first sort of village in the alpha playground, and this will be one of the points of interest that is really close to one of the shrines I'm going to make. Overall, I think we're doing good. I recognize your name, but I can't put like a specific interaction to it. Yeah, that was my only guess, but I didn't want to insult you. Are you back from your vacation? All right. Whenever you're back, let me know, and we can get started on the course again. Yeah, that's... So what I'm just trying to see now if the grass I manually painted is actually bending properly. It takes color already from the ground underneath, but I want it to also bend when you walk through it. And the proper effects should be played and so on. Like the dirt underneath the feet when you run, or grass and leaves when you run in a forest area, and a little bit of soft leaf rustle sound, and then you have the cobble. Yeah, I'm not proud of it, but I had a moment there after a few hours of troubleshooting. No, not all doors are going to be open. I don't have the time to decorate every single house in the world, so simply put, the ones I want to be able to open will be opened already, or you will have the option to interact with the doors. think this might be... talk to you later, man. Let me know when you're back and we'll get started. Band Bites, hey man. Weren't you here like the other day as well? I think I'll go with larger fences and remove a bunch of these instead. I'm just going to make sure the size doesn't look too stupid. I initially thought that there was going to be like a half size for small animals, but I might go, yeah, this is like the correct size for human being. Alright, I'll just remove a few of these. I made an attempt on a checklist to keep me a little bit more focused. So start working on the village, which is the thing I'm doing right now. Fix the bridge steps, so the transition right before the bridge here, like make it a little bit smoother with a stone thingy. And on this side I will have to adjust the landscape a little bit and just correct it, because somewhere around here the road will continue as well. And then lastly, props plus foliage. So I'm kind of working on both of these 0.3 and 1 at the same time. But just keep in mind that a lot of things is already made. So for example, I'm going to put like maybe a chicken coop or some pigs or a cow or something around this area, but I've already made those, and you can sort of, they will play the sound already, they will sound like animals. You can attack them, and if you're like an evil person, you can kill them, and they are completely harmless to you. But all of those are already like fixed, and I can use something called population control, which is an asset to help with spawning enemies. So it will basically manage the distance from you to the spawner. So once I'm done like playing The Sims and just building the village, I will just add those final touches, and things will go really fast. What kind of game is this going to be? Adventure RPG? Well, it's very inspired by Zelda Breath of the Wild in style and sort of the combat and the puzzle mechanics. But the core of the game is basically that you will have to it's like a really dragged out tower defense, where you have like you have a power core that you place in the beginning of the game, and once you place that one down, you will have invasions of your base happening every, let's say, 45 minutes, and the time between that between the attacks will be time for you to explore the open world, where you will be able to find temples similar to what you find in Zelda, for example. But all the adventuring you're doing between the waves is basically aimed at gathering resources in different ways to improve your own base and the defenses. Yeah. So I guess in short you could say Zelda meets tower defense. Yeah, hopefully it will be fun. Now initially we will probably launch next spring, but it's going to be an early access because I have an idea of what I want to do. Yeah, sure. Give me a second, I'll link it. So essentially, we will launch in early access next spring, and the reason is that I have an idea of what I want to do. I don't know if it works in practice. So what we will do is to first have a alpha access for the Kickstarter backers. We'll play a little bit together and find the critical stuff that we will have to solve. Once that's done, we will go into early access and just continue developing the game together with the community. And it will be heavily community driven, meaning if there's some sort of content that is way more popular, we will definitely work more towards enhancing those parts of the experience rather than just push in random features over time. But in order for this to work, we need to have enough players. So there's like like a proper sample size before we make decisions. Oh yeah, I should mention the demo is we recently pivoted the game, so that demo is an old version where we had the idea that we wanted to make a story-driven campaign, but once we released the demo, we realized that 99 out of 100 players actually did not care at all to follow this story. They wanted gameplay, and it was quite clear. So we removed large parts of the voice acting and the dialogue and such, and just focused on adding more gameplay, and then sort of build in the same story, but it's more like spoon-fed through the invasion waves that will happen automatically. So that way you don't have to sort of sit through a long story-driven campaign if you don't like that part of the game. And it was very clear that the few who liked it really liked the story, but or the fact that you could talk to a lot of NPCs and whatnot, but the absolute majority didn't care at all. Right, and then just this last part here. Oh yeah, like large parts of the combat will be the same. It's a little bit tough for people, like if you're a rookie gamer, the difficulty is quite up there early on because you start out super weak. But if you're somewhat of an experienced gamer, you won't have that much of a problem. But once you start getting like crafting your own swords and weapons, artifacts and such, there you will sort of outscale the enemies available quite fast. But I think there should be like maybe an hour of gameplay there. But the thing that's still in the game right now is mostly the combat parts and like the mechanics. Alright, so now that's fixed. Oh yeah. Sure, maybe I'll give it. Oh yeah. Maybe I should disable the prints. Try and fortitude something. Okay, so those need to be changed at some point. Do that later. Alright, let's see if we have any reference to a village we could use for use the image for. So yeah, I'm gonna grab a few of these, just move them over too. I'm just gonna paint a few bushes around here, add a little bit to the Alright, this point I should probably grab some sort of reference to see if I can make an addition to make it feel a little bit more lived in. I do have a few things still I bucket, and then this I want to add something. I added the water mesh. So this is just a material shader. Dropped onto a cylinder that I made, like really flat. Like so. Think the doors should definitely have a dark dirt layer or one of these cracked ones. You'd be walking. Maybe. I think I prefer the dark ones though, not this one, but no, this is to me this looks better. Then just a little bit around the foundation of the building. So I'm going to just paint this real quick now, and once that's done, I'm going to change the strength to maybe half. Let's see if I can paint over it. I'm going to use an alpha brush that has, so I basically paint with a pattern. Just a few clicks at the lower strength value to make it a little bit more muted. Alright, I think this part of the village will have to do for now, and I'll just fix this thing real quick. It's been bothering me for a while. So I need something I can use as like I want to fake as like a step that you can walk off of, so the character doesn't bounce around too much if you're running over it. So either we already have like a staircase, or we'll make our own. I think it actually might be easier for us to use a wall like this. Do you have any tool assets like spades, rakes, etc.? Having some of those scattered around? Yeah, definitely. I think I'd add that under the props plus foliage. I will have to add it incrementally. I do have it, and I'm definitely going to add it as well. All right, so quick opinion from you guys. Do you prefer the left or the right one as a way to bridge the gap? Yeah, I'm leaning. Yeah, I'm leaning toward left as well. I think we're I think we're all in agreement. I mean, this is supposed to be the thing I should go for, but I think this one fits better with the look we already have with the for the bridge. Let's just try to align it kind of straight. So let's move it over there, and I'll just make two, and then we'll copy another one. Alright, we might have to do some sneaky covering here. Hold on. It's something not a lot of people will actually notice at all, but stretch it out ever so slightly. Try to center it somewhat, like that. And then we either get like some sort of corner thingy that covers it, or we can hide it with some grass and maybe a bush on one side or some rocks or something. Just have a look at whatever looks best, basically. Let's got a bunch of things. Pivot offset here. And I will add. So I don't want it to be like perfectly symmetrical because this isn't like a city bridge. It's out in some forest area. But I don't want it to be too imperfect either. I'm not convinced. I kind of wanted it to look like one fell apart, but I might leave it like that for now. And I'll add some of the blocks, maybe, if there are any inside this one. So here we have a bunch of props that we're going to use for the village later. Let's grab in some smaller rocks. We're going to like paint a few of them around the area. We have all right. Let's see. Nope. No, definitely not. I would not even be close to where I am right now if I were making these assets. So you see the grass clipping, I want to remove some of that. I prepared a thing in the material of this rock so that I can add it to the RVT map and it will remove the grass clipping. It will basically just push the grass down wherever this rock is on the map. So I can move it and it will dynamically move away the grass, which is pretty cool. Like that, and it should already be active on most things, but I might have to add it if it's not. So it's already active to this one as well because they have the same master material. So we have a lot. No, we don't have any clipping on the stairs here. That's good. Just gonna have a look so we don't sort of have a place where the character can get stuck and really like just bug out in an annoying way. I think this should be just fine. To give you a proper reply, do you bake all the assets? No. I barely make any assets, unless it's code. It's just not in me to create things that looks this good. A few things are commissioned items, but most things are available on the Unreal Engine marketplace. But for example, like I got these rocks through an asset pack, and it uses a material that shouldn't be a main material. I just realized. We should probably create a material instance out of this one so I can edit it quicker. I'm just going to create a instance out of it. Alright, so opening this one, it looks like this. Inside, oh shoot, it actually was, never mind. It's not. So this is the master material, and I add things to this material to sort of change how they work or function inside the game. No, I tried the cell shading out, but I couldn't get any results I was happy with, so I ended up scrapping that look. And this this art style would probably be called stylized art style, which is close to maybe Warcraft 3 or World of Warcraft, Fortnite, and you can the assets are made like this to begin with, basically. Anyway, I think we might actually probably fix this. So yeah, I'm not a wizard. There are some people that are really talented out there that can help you for a relatively cheap coin. I wonder, can we get away by? I don't think so, but maybe. Yeah, it actually blends in quite well. Way better than expected. Yeah, I thought so. I was actually surprised. I didn't think it was gonna work, but there you go. I see some grass clipping here. I could either paint the terrain to remove it, or I could just add it to the RVT map and it will be free from clipping. Let's have a look at the other side once we just paint a little bit more cobble over here. That. Maybe a little bit over here as well. Let's move this one a little bit further out. It looks kind of cozy. I like it. From here we need to I'm happy with the position of the bridge, so I'm not going to move it. But in order for us to actually have something that turns out well, we do need to change the terrain somewhat. So what I'm going to do first of all is that I am going to just slightly increase the height. I'm happy with it. That's probably good enough. I'm close enough now to get a pretty good base plate to work from. So what I'm gonna do is just grab the height of this exact pixel over here, and I can even it out. And I'm not so worried about how it looks right now, but I'm going to just paint a little bit more around it, and then just basically setting the same height like so. I'm going to correct that one, that was a little bit too rough. And then again about half. Now I can just grab full strength, a larger radius, and I'll smooth this out for now. Same here. And we'll zoom in, and you see here we have a more of a rolling hill setting. So I'll move over this hill later, but for now I'll just fix the remaining part of the bridge. Going to head off for now. I'll check out the demo later once it's downloaded. Hopefully, yeah, I'll try to start like streaming pretty regularly. It's kind of boring to sit alone, and I really appreciate having somebody to talk to while doing this. And there's also a matter of taste where I can ask for your opinion. So I really value you guys being here and giving your opinions and thoughts. So you're always welcome back, man. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, we're a little bit closer to where I want to be here now. I'm just going to add some more height and then basically do it again, but grab it a little bit further out here as not to affect the exact height of the point where the bridge meets the terrain. Yeah, it's a struggle, my friend. Alright, so now we have something that's way closer than before. Just for the heck of it, I'm just going to check. Yeah, this is already, we already have the RVT, and that's why we see the grass is actually sticking out as soon as the bridge ends. Then we have empty under here. Alright, yeah. Thanks for stopping by. So I will be grabbing this one, and this one, and that one, and I'll make a copy. And everything here is still in the same level grid, which means once I save this level grid, everything will be saved that I'm building right now, but nothing on the other level grids will be saved, essentially. So I need to remember to use the save all function. Do we need to make this wider, you think? Let's see here. Let's grab our little dude, measuring dude. Alright, so let's just put him in this place. So this is essentially the width of the canyon right now. I think it's kind of a good size. It's going to be a road here, just passing through the mountain, but might want to widen it a little bit, maybe, so it doesn't feel like it's too railroaded. And also, it might be a good idea to have it curve a little bit more, so that if you're over here you don't see the village. You might want to have something blocking the road, so we might want the road to be let's do this quick and dirty. Like that, maybe. So if we have something, actually let's just do it over there. This. So we'll have to create a path through here. Think. Hmm. I don't remember how to do this at all. Just to clear that level, I have no clue what I just did there, so let's not keep it. I probably need to look up how exactly I'm supposed to copy the terrain, because I don't remember how to do it. Let's smooth this out a little bit. Let's see. Bunch of rocks. Alright, so this is something we can use and let's smooth out. Mhm.